and welcome back to the hottest Mary show in the world. I am Too Much, and this is my wife, Do. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing well, thank you.
That is awesome. How was this morning's walk for you?
It was nice. The sky is super blue. I know y'all probably hate hearing me say that, but I'm telling you, in Michigan, if it's the winter, the sky being blue will make or break the day. And it's really, really nice.
Well, that's her day. The sky doesn't make or break mine. Well, the blue doesn't, because I really like overcast. I don't know. I told her that recently. Well, in recent years or whatnot. But it is a nice day though. Like if you looked outside and you didn't see snow, you would think it was really nice. And then you see snow and then you go outside and realize it's really cold outside. It was like 22 degrees. And the wind was really blowing.
No, the wind wasn't blowing like how it's been blowing.
Well, I'm saying I know my hands were really cold, and you didn't ask to hold the dog.
You kept reaching for it. Don't reach for it. I don't have a problem.
Oh, no, I'm just saying there are days where you will ask, I can do this. And I was like.
I didn't feel like it was really cold today to be asking. When you took, I don't know.
Well, I know my hands were like warm, like okay. Really warm. Yeah. Anything in particular you want to attack today? Because I felt like I've grown a lot in this last week with you. And I was wondering, what's on your brain?
I don't have anything in particular, I don't think. I'm still preoccupied with
house hunting.
Yeah. It's taking me down. It takes me through roller coasters. John's talking about me because I had already planned this one house. I didn't even see the house, and I already planned what I was going to do. I started a spreadsheet.
But so check this out. Let's do a better job with kind of letting them know. Because I realized yesterday that we just assume people understand what we're saying. Like they'll create their own imagination from their experiences. But can you tell them what your spreadsheet looked like? Like what did it, like what, like because I don't think people understand, how you took this to a different level.
So there were different tabs. The different tabs at the bottom were phases of how I was going to attack this. It was phase 1, 2, 3. And then on the first tab, phase 1, there were phases, and it was supposed to be A, B, C, D of the order in which I would address these things. Then it was separated by entryway, front room, living room, kitchen, bathrooms, bedrooms, paint, exterior and garage and backyard. And then it was like the row to say the area, and then to say a description of how I wanted to change it. And then it had a link to any inspirations that I had that kind of described what I wanted. And then if I found something online, then I had a link to the product I wanted and the price.
So I just need y'all to understand this, though. Like, we didn't even put a bid in.
We didn't even see the house yet.
Like we haven't done anything. And she just, now mind you, like she has a similar thought process with every place. Like she's gone through this rabbit hole of us already living in it. And
what do I need it to look like? I enjoy that though.
Yeah, but it's really disappointing to watch you go through the disappointment of not even being in the running for it.
I'm straight devastated.
Completely.
Look, it was a house that went on the market on the 23rd, and we had upped our approval. Like I was like, okay, we're gonna up our approval price. Or our approval for loans so that we could expand our reach. And it went on the market on the 23rd. I saved that mug. I was ready. When the pre-approval came in, I told the realtor, I'm like, go to this address. And the day he went to check, that morning, I was on my spreadsheet. By that afternoon, he said it's off the market. The dude took it off the market. It don't even say sale, pending, under contract, and they just put it on for a few days and took it off. Y'all, in these 3 days, I had my spreadsheet. And just that fast, that spreadsheet meant absolutely nothing. I was devastated.
But I need y'all to know this, though. Like, it's been different parts of disappointment. Like we haven't gave anybody an offer
At all.
and like each one, like you can just see her body language just changes, and it's like, it's almost like, she's been sheltered all her life, and she goes and it was like, you're gonna go get married one day, and she just, every guy she sees, nobody won't ask her to marry her. She don't understand that's a process. So she just waiting, like when she see a guy, they're gonna say it, but she don't understand, and she's just getting disappointed. I'm like, no, there's a process to this, but it's like she wants it to be perfect. Like, I knew this was gonna be ours, and look, I've already planned.
I was ready to look. As soon as somebody handed me a key, it was on. But I just like to imagine things like that, so it's okay.
I'm not gonna. I mean, I like you doing that, but I just didn't realize the toll it takes on you.
Oh yeah, y'all. I haven't been getting any sleep for real. But it's okay. I'm learning how to bounce back a lot faster. Like we went to go see this house yesterday, and I was like, "This is it."
Hey, look. So there was things in here that now she's starting to just like, we can deal with this, because it's like, I see why nobody's going to take this house, but we will. We can make this house ours.
Yeah, I be doing the most. But when we were, look, y'all, it had 2 trees growing out the side of the house. I was like, but if they cut it, like what? Yeah, it was bad. The backyard was sloped so that, if there's any water or anything, it's going to run directly to the house.
And not only that,
leak
like,
in the basement.
To go outside in the back, you got to go through the kitchen. So
oh yeah,
Kingston would have had to go through the king. Like I was like, I guess we're a real dog family. We're going to have dogs going through the kitchen.
Yeah, that's the one place he cannot go. And so, yeah, when we went there, like y'all, the trees were growing out of the side of the house.
But not only that, look, check this out. So just imagine, like they had like a deck, like a balcony, but it was just a deck. It didn't have no like arms or anything. It was just the
arms, no railing.
The floor, railing. Yes. It was just the floor. So imagine that, and then the front part of it away from the house. There's a hill in front of it. Mm-hmm. Like it just looks really odd. Like
it does. It does. Yeah, I got over it. Look, but on the inside, the fixtures and stuff were all updated. It had these beautiful windows. Like I was on it. I knew I was going to have floor length drapes.
The basement, even the basement was dope. Like it wasn't done at all, but you could you could see what you wanted to look like though.
See.
Yeah, so I understood, but it was just, this wasn't ours.
House hunting is trash.
No, I don't think
until I find the one I want, and then I'm like, this has been great.
That's what I'm looking forward to. Like I want to see how we are from the beginning to, because I'll tell you, like I told you, this is new for me. So watching you do this, it's like what we were talking about the show is like you just on repeat.
Yeah.
Like you keep murdering yourself.
I do. Look, I be walking straight into the knife every time. Okay.
But
enough of that.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about, what I learned this week. Those of you that have been following or that's close to me, that I've been working on becoming better in so many different things. And I've been making Kanika feel a certain type of way because I was just worried about certain things, right? And I was making her feel like, why am I in this marriage type feel? Now, mind you, I'm looking at her and she looks like that's what she looks like for real. And it was about some water. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because I grew so much from it, because it wasn't about the water. It was just about how I made her feel during certain things. And I was just like, how can I love somebody so much and I make them feel a certain type of way? And it was like, I had to separate myself from thinking that I know everything. And
it's so hard for you to separate yourself from that.
No, but I just feel like because of the type of person I am, I've been like searching for these answers, and I felt like everybody wants the answers, but everybody may not want the answers, and including my wife. But not only that, I shouldn't make her feel a certain type of way because she didn't ask the question. You know?
Yeah. So let's be clear. This it wasn't about water. Like he said, it was so much more than that. But it definitely snowballed off of one comment about me drinking water.
And that wasn't, so it snowballed because I realized the communication aspect I need to, actually I did. I recognized when I said it that her temperature changed. But it was how I was making her feel when her temperature changed. And I was just like, damn, I didn't know I was doing it, like actively doing it. And I was like, that won't ever happen again because, it's like when the light bulb go off, you're like, oh, this feeling that you make me feel. Nobody else in the world but you, and you somehow do it every so often. And I could not figure it out. And it was like, pow. Like I was telling you, I was so happy that, like, that's just one of those things where I know that I don't have to worry about it anymore. So like now I can find another way to like
Make
naturally,
me question.
naturally make you smile. Yeah, like if you have to wake up in a day, it's like, is this the day where he goes back? Like I don't want you to ever feel like that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, so I mean that's what I'm saying. Like that was but you helped me grow with people too, though.
Wow.
Because you made me feel like, okay, I do this to other people too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I'm working on how to be silent in a room and talk to contribute versus I have this information and you probably should follow it because it's good for you.
He makes it into a little mini TED Talk lecture.
It always turns into that. And now, but that's what I'm saying. So now I know that I'm at a different part of my growth. You know what I'm saying? I can move on. Like I was trying to figure out how I could keep improving, but after that I was like, dang, that opened up so many other things that I could work on.
Yeah.
So that was it made me feel really good as a person. Like I don't know how these people throughout that whole, what did I tell you? I was like, I had some really good friends.
Yeah. Like it's like for them to have dealt with me who I was before, like, yeah, that took some love.
Yeah, like so shout out to my friends. And you know what? Green Meadows, Dushine Money, Shine, Fab. It's too many of y'all to name. But I look, Terry, Raphael, Jaron, Charles. That's the original Fab. P4L. That was when I moved to Saginaw.
John just
And then Michigan State, I became the Qs, and then Orlando was more so Omega, the Qs, and then when I got to Atlanta, it was the Wolf Pack. And then it went back to the Qs and then Qs and Friends in Abu Dhabi. But now it's just like
you sound like Mickey Mouse and Friends. Qs and Friends.
Now it's more so just me trying to master myself. And you have really helped me. And I know it's been a process for you. Complete process. But I appreciate that. But I also wanted to touch upon, as you like look back at your childhood to this point, what do you think the lesson in life is? Like if you were like to tell Day in Dallas, like what wise words could you give them to say, okay, if today's the last day, like this is what I need you to take from this. Like what words would you give from you growing up and you reflecting back to say, okay, this is remain consistent. This is what I know that will get them to the next level. And this is my gift to them. What would you give them?
I think there will be a number of things I would have to say, but my first thing would be to say that there is a healthy selfish. It's like, I think that there are genuinely people who care about other people, but I want them to understand that they are to uh, they should be attacking the world on a selfish level, as far as I'm concerned. And when I mean that, I mean seek what you want, not what you think others want from you. And whatever you're really great at, like I know they're great people. So whatever they do, they're going to be helping other people. So I want them to write their story. I want them to direct their path. I don't want them to think that they have to make other people happy in order to be able to do this or do that. You know how people will grow up and they're, my mom always wanted me to be this. And so you follow that path. Or, my dad told me that I always, this is always supposed to be important, but it's not really important to you. That's not your value. That's not your belief. I really want them to look at the world and feast off of it however they want. And the result of them feeding themselves and what they need and what they want, what they like, it's going to help them prosper in the purest way. And it's also going to pour out onto everybody else. But oftentimes I feel like we're so influenced by the other people around us. There is a selfish, it's a healthy selfish. I don't want them to do things because they felt like this is what I would have wanted them to do. Or I don't want them to do things because they feel like this is what their partner wants them to do. I want them to do things according to themselves. And everybody else will benefit. When you're doing what you love, when you're being fed, when you're happy, everybody around you gets the benefit of that optimal you.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes we give ourselves to so many different people. We give pieces of ourselves to other people. And we give our energy to other people. And there are a lot of people that they will constantly ask for more of you because you've given a piece. They'll ask for more, and then you give more of that, and then they'll ask for more. And you have a good heart and you want to help people, and you think, I need to just continue to give to them, even if it means I'm sacrificing myself because they need it. But no, everybody can kind of stand on their own. And if they can't, you can help them, but not to the detriment of you. You know what I'm saying? I think one of the things I learned is if I'm sick, I still push myself. But if everybody else is sick, I understand the value of them resting and me taking care of them. And but nobody gets the best me when I am feeling depleted. So the healthy selfish, I think, will be my biggest thing, because I really trust them. I trust the path that they're going to take and what they want. I don't even care what they want to do. I want them to do whatever it is they want to do. Then that's what I want them to do.
For sure.
So there's no other stipulations I have on them. I feel like they're really good people. And so if I can get them to kind of guard their peace and set their own path without letting other people directly influence it, they'll be in the best position that I could hope for.
For sure. I can dig that. What do you think as far as, like, I'm trying to think. I guess the kids, as they continue, to, I guess, become these great kids. I mean, great young adults or whatnot. What are you afraid of? Because of the way that they've lived. Like, because I really do that. I believe that they have a pretty good tool belt to be successful, but everybody's life is going to get to a point where it's going to be tough to some degree. What do you think? What do you think you'll be afraid of for them? Like, I hope this makes sense when they get there.
I'm afraid of Dallas walking into the world and thinking that the world thinks of him the way that he thinks of them. And what may happen if he ever comes to a point where he realizes that might not be true. Dallas is a gentle heart, and he has the best intentions for people. And so I fear the moment where, like, sometimes I tell him a lot of the bad things about people because I want him to be prepared. And I don't really want him to meet the people that I'm talking about. That's my fear for him. Also for Day, because Day thinks that all people have good intentions too. And I know that she'll meet someone. I don't know in what capacity, but there's going to be someone that's going to put her in a position where she's going to come out of that and have to realize that, like, there are bad people. And even though she is really good to them, they still may not reciprocate that level of respect or kindness. And for who Day is, I really fear that moment. Like, those are the moments that make me want to live forever, so that if it ever happens, I could be the one to fight the people who did it. Those are my fears. Like, everything else I think they can handle, but people disappointing them by not being decent people is my greatest fear. And it's inevitable. But I still hate it for them.
I can dig it. I guess I didn't think about it like that. I feel like people disappoint you throughout life, but I do understand, like, the people that you're referring to. I don't think that they'll run into that level. It'll be whatever's on their level that could be just as detrimental as it was for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, the people that I felt like we were involved with growing up in young adults or until young adults have changed. Yeah. And I think that if they run across some people who are doing things, then that means some people didn't filter their way up, or they somewhere they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. But they'll have to just, I mean, you learn through experience.
Well, the other thing is like, Dallas aspires right now to be involved in politics later. And I see that as it's inevitable that he's going to come across these people that have practiced smiling and then turn around and they do not always have the best intentions.
That's why I don't think he's going to end up in it, because he's going to see how people are on that level. And he's like, it's just toxic.
Yeah.
It's toxic watching on TV, let alone being in the environment of those people.
So the question, well, my thing is would he push through and say, I'm going to be the person that's going to be different because we need to start that trend? Or is he going to be like, this is too much, I'm not going to do it?
I know what the story that I would like for him to have. But,
me too.
But I think taking on something with that responsibility, he's going to have to learn how to judge people like a lot sooner than have a good judge of character, because all of them look alike.
They do.
You know what I'm saying? They'll say the nicest things, and then it'll be just something little bit, and you won't even know until over the course of time. So hopefully, with his intentions on making places better, that he'll be put around some strong people that want the same thing he wants.
I agree. That's my hope.
Yeah.
I don't know how much I trust that it will take place, but it is my hope.
Being in the United States, he's going to have his fair share of, or they'll have their fair share of uncomfortable situations where they're going to have to figure out. But I do think that they'll respond to tough situations better than us. I think they'll do it in the safest way. Like, I think even for me, I responded in a way that probably could have got me shot or killed. They're going to respond to say, I'm not a threat.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the safest way out, and I think a lot of times we look at it as like it's a sign of weakness, but it's not. I want them to come home. We'll figure that out later, and I used to be worried about them being in those situations, but I don't see how they would get in those situations. It's like you remember the movie Weird Science?
Mm-hmm.
And the girl they created was like, oh, they need a test. And then she brought the bikers into the house.
Oh yeah, oh my God.
And it was like that's how they grew up. It was like something made them stand up, and it was like, what does that look like for our kids to be like, oh, this is what they're talking about? But I believe in them. Like, I feel like we're giving them a good sense of balance of the curve. Remember we talked about it yesterday? It was like, depending on where you are in life, the curve of knowing how to do it is going to be shorter. And I think that's what we're trying to do, right?
Yeah. I've always felt like that. Like, if life was an elevator and you made it to floor 13, don't make your kid walk up from floor 0. Like, I understand putting them at 11 or 12 to prepare them to move up and up and up, but don't make them start over. And I really feel like we're trying to give them all of what we've had and then some, so that they can be on a better level than we were starting out. But I don't even know this world half the time to even be able to prepare them. It's crazy. I don't know.
I think so. This is my theory on becoming a better communicator, because regardless of what the world is, if you're an effective communicator, you can get out of trouble. You can get opportunities. You can make people feel really good. You can make people trust you. So I think that as they watch us improve our communication, they're going to just naturally get it. So I think that their heart and the way they'll be able to articulate themselves in a way where people are like, oh, that's not a problem. And they'll let them by. That's like, oh, he gets the pass or she gets the pass. Not necessarily saying that, but it was like, oh, that's one of the good kids. You got to let him go. They got something planned for the world. Like if you're the basketball player in the neighborhood, it's like, hey, you stay out of trouble. You can't.
We looking out for you, little buddy.
Yeah. So that's what I think. Like, why would you want to hurt, some kids that really have the mindset of wanting to help people?
I don't know, but I don't understand why a lot of people do what they do.
Oh, well, you don't have to, but everybody's situation is different. And I definitely understand that if they told me their story, I would understand it. And, if they knew how to, communicate it to the point. But I know that there's no just bad people out there. Something happened.
Yeah. I mean, yes, I understand that too. But
that's what I'm saying. I think the kids are going to approach it that way where they won't get taken advantage of like us, because we lost opportunities because we judged people like we were, that we thought we seen something before, so I feel like they'll give everybody the fair shot. And, so they're going to get burnt, but I think they'll win more because they believe in people. I think, if you don't believe in people, it's going to be people that would do everything for you, but won't look like what you think they look like. So you got to give everybody a shot. Well, you don't have to.
The way I was looking at him. No, but it's just like I said, I think that when you meet people, you approach everybody and give them the opportunity to prove themselves to be a good person or
Correct.
A decent person. And if you get an inkling that it could be anything else, put them in a little box and go on about your business, and it'll protect you.
But that's what I'm saying. That inkling could be a misunderstanding.
Maybe.
So that's
what. But we don't have time to explore everybody at every point in time. So you need a fast track.
Well, see, that's what rush are they in? because you making it seem like they gotta hurry up and get there. And I'm like, they can definitely do a good, what is it called when you do a check on somebody, you vet. They would have to just vet the people that's in their life. Like, so I feel like if you want this person in your life, the least you could do is make sure he deserves to be in your life. So why fast track that? Because, I wasn't on the fast track. I was letting everybody in.
Yeah, oh Lord. That's the truth. You want to talk about somebody who thought everybody had good intentions?
Well, I mean,
and then he had the nerve to be with somebody who thinks nobody has good intentions. Look, when I meet you, I'm just going to chalk it up as you might be trouble and you're going to have to prove yourself otherwise.
Well, I think that's the reason why I was able to navigate like I was, because people knew that I wasn't like a bad guy. So they was just like, he really believes in me. So I think that's, after you get to know me, it's hard to think like he's a bad guy. Only people that really messed over on me were people that just met me, like the necklace thing.
Yeah. Why is he like this? Okay, so you grew up in a big city. This dude got for a brand, not a brand new, but a gold herringbone chain.
Mm-hmm. But you can just see I was sheltered, thinking that somebody wouldn't take advantage of me. But I didn't know. I remember. Okay, so this is what happened. I was my sister let me wear her herringbone, and I was working the Subway, and this guy came in and was like, "Hey, I'm selling these chains, and you can see the sticker. I just took it from the shop." I was a young kid. I know that sounds stupid, but yeah, I was like, "Oh, he really did just steal it." So he was like, "Hey, man, I'll sell you this rope for $50." And I was like, "All right, I'll do it." I gave him $50. He was like, "Hey, man, my herringbone is a little bigger than yours. Why don't you just do a swap?" My dummies. I do the swap, and I go home, and I'm like, "Hey, look, I got me a gold chain, a rope, and I got a bigger herringbone." And I was like, my father was like, "Them are fake." And I was like, "No, it's not."
Oh,
and
my God.
They ended up being fake. So I gave like a real herringbone away and $50 for two. So I mean, there's a few other situations like that's happened in my life, but
Jeez.
like nobody really put me up on game like that. So it was like I grew up in this environment, but people didn't know what to tell me, and then they would tell me the wrong thing. So it was like I had to literally try to filter what was bad and what was good. And through the process, I met a lot of really good people, and I just had some bad situations that happened. So I don't look at it like, I could have missed out on some really good people if I viewed life like Kanika. Kanika's very closed off. She was like, if you get in there, you're very lucky. I just want you to know that. Me, I'm like, if you get in, it's because you're a good person. You know what I'm saying? Not because you're lucky, it's because you're a good person. That's the way I view life. So, that's how it is.
That's all cute and everything, but yeah, I don't believe in that. Because I feel like, I need to protect myself and
from what?
Humans. Human beings.
No, but I mean, I guess to me, the way that I approach life, that's how I got here. And but I definitely understand. I just didn't look at it that way. So I don't want to say that I don't understand, because I do, but nobody didn't tell me to not look at it the way that I did. Oh my God. How about this? I didn't even know what I was doing until you and I had a conversation. It was like, your friend groups are your support because, how you grew up. And I didn't even know. I didn't look at that or nothing. And then it was like, wow, I mean, you're going to try to change my support system now? Like I didn't know, it's like, damn, that's how I really was.
Yeah.
So, I'm figuring it out. But anything anybody you want to give a shout out to before we get out of here?
No, not in particular.
No, okay. Well, I was thinking.
Oh no, yeah, I do. So, on my mission to put furniture in my imaginary home, I came across this furniture company called Albany Park, and it has beautiful furniture, right? Owned by a Black man and his wife. And I'm so excited for my imaginary house so that I can buy, like, when I say the chairs look so lush and comfy, and he has like he has 4 different, what do I want to say? African inspired print. He has 4 of those, 4 chairs and couches. And I'm so excited to make my first purchase. When I make my purchase, I'm gonna let y'all know how it is. But when I say, even when I look at it online, they look so comfy and they're so beautiful in color.
What's the website?
I don't know. It's called Albany Park, though. That's the company.
So I guess are we gonna put it on our Buy Black?
No, not until I've bought it.
So you already giving shout outs and you haven't bought it?
Well, this is why. Because regardless of how I might feel about it, somebody else might be interested and they'll try it out and they'll love it. Even if I say I don't like, if I don't like it, somebody might. But I still think that the design is beautiful. The colors are beautiful. And I am going to purchase one, at least one piece. But I just want them to know that I be looking on their website on a regular basis. So it's Albany Park, ALBANY Park.
No doubt.com.
Yeah, .com. Yeah.
No doubt. So any of you guys looking for significant pieces to go inside your house?
Yeah.
You should go check them out.
Yeah.
And definitely leave a comment in YouTube if you get an opportunity and tell us what you thought. And we'll keep you guys abreast of our journey into our new home sooner than later. And, I'm going to end it off on the sweatshirt that I'm wearing. Mile, making it look easy. Shout out to Mile, the brand I still enjoy. So I guess y'all can see that I'm really an advocate for this company. So go support them. Other than that, make today better than yesterday. Don't worry about anything you can't control. GATA. Get after that action, or that action will get after you.
Boom.